It's crazy to think I've been playing Fortnite for over 5.5 years now, but my journey didn't start with any tournaments, earnings, or any crazy highlights. In fact, for the longest time, I was just a kid who could barely build. I started playing all the way back in Season 9, but it wasn't until Chapter 4 Season 1 that I took Fortnite really serious. That's why I made the switch from just playing fun to grinding competitively, chasing improvement and pushing myself to become better every single day. This video is the full story from the first time I touched Fortnite, to turning points, the setbacks, the improvements, all the way to where I am now. Starting at Chapter 4 Season 1, this is where everything really changed for me. This is my first time ever playing a tournament. Before that, I was just hopping on after school, playing pubs, not really caring about improvement. But after that first tournament, I just got hooked. I started playing every single day, grinding arena, late night creative fields, zone wars, whatever I could to get better. And finally, that's when I got my first PR. It wasn't some crazy placement for me, but it was like, okay, I can actually do this. I wasn't just wasting my time playing Fortnite. I was actually finally improving. From that point on, it wasn't just playing for fun. It was about seeing how far I could actually take this. And then right at the end of the season, Fortnite drops this announcement. They were removing NA East and NA West, switching it to all one big server, NA Central. And honestly, that decision messed up a lot of people. And I was definitely one of them. Overnight, I went from playing on decent ping to being stuck on 55 to 60 ping. Every fight just fell off. Delay, shots not hitting, builds not even placing. It just felt way harder to stay motivated. I was grinding, sure, but it felt like no matter how hard I tried, I was always fighting against the ping. It was tough enough to switch, but I kept going. And after a while, all of that grinding just caught up to me. Between the high ping and non-stop playing, I just all got burned out. I wasn't having fun anymore, so I decided to quit for a little bit. But looking back, I'm honestly glad I took that break, because when I came back, Chapter 4 Season 4, I was actually in my prime. I felt good, my mechanics were cleaner, I was playing smarter, and Fortnite just felt fun again. And right around then, there was a new season coming out in a few days. That was Chapter 5 Season 1, the Peter Griffin season. And honestly, that became one of my favorite seasons ever. It felt like a fresh start, new map, new loophole, and I was more locked in than ever. Every day was a new grind. I kept stacking up PR, playing every tournament I could, solo cash cups, duo cash cups, whatever was available I was queuing into. And yeah, some days were rough, and you know how Fortnite is, but I was definitely seeing improvement. I went from barely making endgames to actually clutching up, taking fights confidently, and outplacing people I used to think that were better than me. Every season since then, I've just been building on, getting more experience, and just becoming a smarter player overall. Going into the next season, I made myself a promise. I was going to qualify for FNCS, and guess what? I did. I qualified for round 2 of FNCS, and I'm not gonna lie, that feeling was unreal. Yeah, it wasn't a grand finals or anything, but for me, a 60 ping player who used to be playing on 15 ping who recently started grinding comp, this was huge. But it didn't exactly go as how we pictured. During the second round, we either died to pros keying us or getting destroyed by Surge. It felt like no matter how hard we tried or what we did, something always just went wrong. And I'm not gonna lie, I was demotivated. I really thought this was my breakthrough moment, and the start of something big, maybe even my shot of going pro. But it felt like a fluke. I sat there for a bit, feeling like I blew it. But after a few days, I snapped out of it. I realized one bad tournament doesn't define who I am. So I got back to the grind, playing battles every single night, late night sessions, constant VOD reviews. I wasn't just playing to play anymore. I was fixing my mistakes, coming up with new game plans, and locking in harder than ever. Because now, it wasn't just a dream anymore. I was dead set on going pro. But one thing that always kept me locked in was the solo cash cups. No matter how bad a week went, or how bad scrims were, solos were the only thing I could rely on. I didn't have to stress about the placement. It wasn't like those crazy duo lobbies where you get keyed off spawn. It was just me, and I knew I could perform. Top 9,000 qualified, but honestly, I was comfortably hitting top 600 to top 1,000 almost every single week. It was like my own little confidence boost, a way to remind myself I'm actually good at this game, and I was getting better. Win or lose, when it came to solos, I could always show people where I stood. And at this time, I was getting some of my best placements ever. Everything was finally coming together. That was until Fortnite announced the introduction of divisions. I was confident, really confident, that I was going to make Division 2 straight up trials. But when we finished around top 2,000, and we needed to get a top 800 to qualify. It was disappointing, but I wasn't too worried. I figured if we didn't make it in trials, we'll for sure qualify during the weekly chances. Turns out that wasn't the case. Week after week, we fell short. No matter what we tried, bad rotations, miscommunication, surge pressure, we just couldn't close it out. With that being said, we did make some progress by the end of it. Cleaner games, better decisions. What confused me the most during this time was I was still doing pretty good in the solo cash cups, placing consistency in top 600 or 700. So I started wondering, was it me? Was I just not cut out for competitive Fortnite, or was my team holding me back? That's when I really started questioning what was standing in my way. And if I'm being honest, this next season was straight garbage for me. Nothing clicked, every tournament felt like a disaster. I didn't even have one single placement under top 700. Every week I was queuing up, hoping to bounce back. And every week it just felt like the same result, same mistakes, and same frustration. Nothing was going my way. And for the first time, I really started about thinking quitting the game. Like all this time, all this grinding, and it just felt like I was going backwards. Could I actually do this? But for some reason, I didn't stop. I just told myself one more season, lock in, go all in, and see what happens. And it ended up being one of my best competitive seasons ever. I was placing consistency again, finally hitting the numbers I knew I was capable of. Every decision felt smarter, my mechanics were better, and I was just playing confident again. It reminded me why I started grinding in the first place. That feeling, actually competing, playing at the high level, and seeing all that work pay off. This was so motivating to me. Right before I was about to quit and give up, I ended up having one of my best placements ever. First tournament of the season, top 600 on day 1 and day 2. Right away, I knew, yeah, this was gonna be different. But I wasn't satisfied. I knew I could do more. So the next week, I locked in like never before, 6 to 8 hours every single day. Full focus, I wanted this so badly. Then we picked up one of the best teammates I've ever played with, and it showed. Day 1, we got top 500, and yeah, that's solid, but I couldn't lie to myself. I was disappointed. I knew we had way more inside of us. So going into day 2, I told myself, after everything you've been through, show everyone who you really are. And we came out firing perfect games, uncon, good loot, clean surge, everything was clicking. We were actually on pace to qualify. All we needed was one solid finish and maybe even a win. Then last game, double con. Everything was on the line. I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie. This was the moment. And instead of telling you what happened, I'm just gonna show you. We got this. I think we got a game. Nice!
Nice.
Nice, we got a game. Nice.
I got gun. I got a shotgun. Dead.
Nice, Jet.
Jet, watch your back. Dead.
Nice.
Shit. On it. Dead.
Nice.
Please go next.
You don't have anyone.
Dash. Dash one more. Dash one more. We're perfect, we're perfect. Just both
Nice,
right
nice,
here.
nice. Get in this building. There might be kids.
Yes. Right.
30?
Airbox. Dead. Nice.
Dead.
Good kill, guys. Good kill.
Can I get Kate?
Yeah.
We have dash.
Okay, come here.
We're on zone.
Dash again. Go. Ammo.
In your box, in your box!
Dead, dead, dead. No, no. Dead, dead, dead.
Oh no, no!
What? And just like that, it all fell apart. It was like one of those fights where you just blink and all your health's gone. We finished off top 300 after that game, and by the end of the tournament, we ended around top 350. Literally just a couple more points and just one more good game, and we were qualified. But honestly, even with that, it showed me how far I came. And just like that, that's my story of playing competitive Fortnite. It's been a crazy grind, up and downs, close calls, but it's all part of a journey. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing it, and if you ever felt like quitting, just know, sometimes your best season is always around. Stay tuned because last chance is coming up soon, and I'm not done yet. Thank you all for watching, I appreciate every single one of you, and have a great day.